therapist for Cardinal Hill Rehabilitation Hospital. Let me first describe the difference between hippotherapy and adaptive riding, because this is certainly an area where there's a lot of confusion, and yet both are tremendous for children. Hippotherapy is, as I said, physical therapy, occupational therapy, or speech therapy. So we have functional goals for these clients. So adaptive riding is where an instructor is in charge of an adaptive riding lesson, and the goals for this instructor are to teach the children or the adult to ride a horse. So they're educational or recreational based in their riding skills. So while I was at Cardinal Hill Rehabilitation Hospital, one of my supervisors asked me about hippotherapy. This is a treatment strategy that we can use in physical therapy, occupational therapy, or speech pathology. And it's using the movement of the horse to help these children with their balance, with their core stability, their strength. In my case, with gross motor skills, so walking, running, jumping, etc. In occupational therapy, they may work also on the trunk and core stability, but maybe doing some activities of daily living and fine motor skills. In speech pathology, they work on speech and language and a variety of different methods there. But my role then, my supervisor wanted me to see if we could partner with Central Kentucky Riding for Hope and then be able to provide this treatment strategy to children and adults. So I've treated a child as young as 2, and I've treated an adult as old as 78. And it's been actually an amazing journey. In hippotherapy, we use the movement of the horse to challenge balance and core stability, and also to facilitate good rhythm, good symmetry, straightness in the client. And the horse is a three-dimensional movement. Their pelvis actually moves three-dimensionally, much like ours does in the walking cycle. And so we were able to, in some cases, almost duplicate what a normal walking pattern would be. When we are in a therapy session, the horse is being handled by a horse handler. There's actually a big team approach with this. It's a really unique environment. There's a horse handler. Again, the horse handler handles the horse. There's sidewalkers that help support the client, and in many cases the therapist is a sidewalker, but the sidewalkers are basically physical therapy aids. So they serve to support the child as recommended by the physical therapist. So our clients in this setting for physical therapy are very similar to clients that we would see in the hospital. In this setting, it's of course very addicting with the horse and very motivating, and yet there still becomes a clear time when a client has met functional goals. So goals are set at the initial evaluation with the parent, with the family. These are goals that the therapist and family discuss. They are patient-centered. The family discusses what their particular desire is for physical therapy. And then these goals are set, and when the child achieves these goals, whether it be in 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, a year, then that's when they're discharged from therapy. So you can actually make a decent living in this career as a physical therapist, and it was one of the reasons why I chose this career. I was very interested in being a horse trainer, a horse instructor of children. I loved it, and yet I competed for a while at a high level in eventing, and it took a lot to maintain my horse to the level that I wanted. So as I looked at what I could make in possible other professions that I was trained for, then I found that actually what I possibly could make and my expenses were smack dab equal. So I thought maybe I need to work in a profession where I can enjoy the horses and make a decent living, and yet be able to have enough money to compete my horses as well. So I'm able to support my family, and If I choose to do some competitions throughout the year, then I'm able to do that as well. What I love about this job is the ability to use the horse, which I grew up with, and my passion for the horse. I get to use my equine biomechanics, my degree, and I get to treat children, and it's so cool to watch the interaction of a child and a horse, physically for sure, and seeing how that horse benefits that child, but really holistically how that child is impacted by the movement of the horse. Our bodies take many systems to operate, and that the horse really impacts so many different systems by its pure nature and its rhythm. And so I love watching kids take their first steps for the first time. I love watching them speak their first words. So it's tremendously rewarding. In terms of drawbacks, there are a few. It's very physically demanding because you are supporting clients, you're walking with clients, you're lifting, so you get really well trained on good body mechanics to protect your bodies over a long period of time. So it's great because it does get you physically fit, but certainly there's challenges to maintain your body over a long period of time through using correct body mechanics. And then of course paperwork is always a challenge, at the end of the day, so it's kind of hard to write a note on a client while they're on a horse and you're supporting them. So we have to jot down some notes throughout the day, and then at the end of the day we sit down and in a quiet place and kind of summarize our thoughts and write